What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. It's George. Alright guys, so I had no idea I was gonna make this video. I actually had a different video for you guys this coming week, but since I found out what was happening in Echo Park just recently, a couple days ago, a lot of you are probably already aware of, I also felt that it was important and necessary for me to share this with you guys. So the video I originally had planned for you guys, I'm still gonna do it, but I'm just gonna have to push it just a little bit more back. But anyways guys, let's not waste any more time and get right into the video. Alright guys, so this is the 101 freeway, and this is actually one of the exits to get to Echo Park. As you guys can see, the ramp was closed, and far ahead you guys are able to see there were cops just closing down the streets. Since I couldn't exit this ramp to get to Echo Park, I had to exit from a different route. But also all the streets across the park were closed, filled with LAPD officers, and the sidewalks all across the park were closed, surrounded by a big green fence as well. Now they're doing this to get all the homeless people out of the park. However, some of them don't want to leave for many reasonable reasons. And you may be asking yourself why they want to get the homeless out of Echo Park. Well, it's because they want to quote unquote clean out the park and quote unquote remodel the park, which I personally think it's a bunch of BS, and I'll get to it why in just a sec. But first, let's take a look on what these police officers had to say. Are all the streets closed to get inside the park? All of them? Everything's closed. Okay, man.
In about a year, they're gonna redo everything once these people get out of there.
And they barely started today, or like
yesterday? They started getting people out yesterday. They already been starting cleaning in there.
Any particular reason why they've closed down the park?
Oh, they're gonna be cleaning.
Be cleaning the park out?
Yeah. And as they clean, some of these people are getting the message like, we better leave. So some people are leaving, but there's some who just, they've been here a whole year. They think it's their house now. Some of the local, because I'm not from around there, I don't teach in this area.
Yeah.
But some of the local people have been telling me, man, we can't take my kids to the park anymore. Well, let's hope it gets better.
Alright guys, so they've said they're gonna be cleaning out the park. How it's gonna take about a year to reopen. Now, as much as I respect police officers, that's a bunch of bull. I wasn't gonna go against to what they were saying during the moment, since I wanted to listen to everything they had to say. But one of the reasons as to why it's a bunch of BS is because, believe it or not, the park is actually clean. Whether there are homeless people, the park is clean. And don't think for 1 second it's because of the park workers who clean. No, actually, my third to last video, I clearly saw the workers just walking around the park laughing along women they don't even know. They're just there for the heck of it. It's actually the homeless people who clean out the park, and you guys can even watch the video. I'll leave it somewhere here on the screen if you guys want to check it out. But the park isn't nowhere near close to looking like a mess, regardless of the homeless. Now in the news, they said they're going to remodel the park, which is gonna cost about $500,000, which is even more BS because the park doesn't even need any remodeling or anything. The worst you can see around the park is probably a wall with graffiti, but anybody can easily repaint it. There's no need to close down the entire park to do that. For even if the park does need some retouches, if they can finish a building in LA within a few months, a full year to remodel a park is far too long. Now, I do want to state something. When it comes to LAPD officers, or actually just cops in general, I understand why they get a lot of hate. I get why many simply don't respect them anymore. We've seen what many of them have done across different states, how they've abused their power, how they've brutalized, shot, or even killed people of color, black, Latinos like myself, for no reason. Now here's the thing. I've actually met very good cops before, and you have to understand that even if they are the law or have authority, they have very, very minimal of it. Multi-millionaires and all those who are above the LAPD and all cops are actually the ones who tell them what to do. And every police officer honestly has no choice but to follow what they're told, because it's either that or they lose their job. So it's all really, corruption with all these laws. It's like if you go to a school, for example. If the school you go to has a bad reputation because of how many troublemakers are going to that school, that makes you look bad to other people even though you aren't a bad student at all. But anyways guys, I'm posting this video on a Saturday here in LA. All the camera clips you guys are seeing are from this past Thursday late afternoon. But actually a day before that, which was Wednesday, was the day they started getting many homeless people out of the park, which has them, along with the rest of the community, very furious. Now they are all very upset because of obvious reasons. They simply want to move the homeless out of the park, but that's it. They're not offering them any housing or anything like that. The only thing they are offering them is that they could move inside of a building. I'm not 100% sure where this building is located at, but it's a dumb idea for everyone because that's all they are offering them. They're not offering them any other help whatsoever, and possibly the dumbest thing about this is that that building in which they are offering the homeless is going to go bankrupt in about 3 to 4 months. Imagine pretending like you're going to help someone when in the end, you're really going to screw them over. Again, it's all corruption with these millionaires. But moving forward, there were and there are lots of protesters standing up for the homeless people, which is a great thing to see, as long as these protesters, keep it safe within themselves and everyone else around them. I did run and came across folks who were simply lost and confused to what was happening. I just simply briefly explained to them on what the officers had told me, and one thing that I've noticed about a large amount of these protesters is that a lot of them are very young. So it's actually great that many of them are starting to realize one of the biggest issues this city and state are having.
So man,
I've been fighting for civil rights for my whole life. I'm actually the founder of medical marijuana. You know, years the cops wanted to kill me. True, I go to the Capitol to fight for us too. So I'm here to warn the cops. They know, the cops know me. And if I witness stuff tonight like happened last night, God forbid I get gassed or hit on the head.
oh man,
I've been fighting for freedom for people from Mexico, from Africa. Marijuana is part of freedom too.
Yeah.
That's me.
We're looking out.
Anyways guys, many of these protesters were carrying signs with very powerful messages on them that I will show you guys as we get closer to the end of the video. But as I've mentioned in the past, everything just comes around full circle. All the issues we've talked about in the past are all connected to one another. Many people have simply lost their jobs, leading to losing their homes, especially this past year 2020. We all know why. But the mayor of LA, Garcetti, and the governor of this state, Newsom, since they have all the money they could possibly need, everything else to them just slips through their heads. They don't care about any big issue, let alone people. And because of all the poor choices these politics make and continue to do so, millions and millions of people of this state simply don't respect authority anymore, and you can't blame them. Everyone wants to see a positive change.
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Permanent housing now!
Permanent housing now.
Permanent housing now! Permanent housing now! Permanent housing now! We keep us safe! We keep us safe! Our streets!
So whatever happens, we're gonna watch. We're gonna be here when it happens. Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe!
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe!
Alright guys, before I close off this video, I just want to give a big thank you to those who have been keeping up with my content, liking my videos, and commenting down below. You guys know who you are. When I first started uploading videos here on YouTube, I've never talked about any of these things. But because of everything that's happening around LA, a city where I grew up, where I went to high school, and so on, seeing what it has become, it's very difficult not to point out and not to speak of. I do plan on still making fun videos for you guys, of course, so just keep that in mind. But with that being said, I hope you guys gained something from the video, or that it was useful to you guys in any way. And if it was, drop it down the like, because not only does that help me, but it also helps content like this get recommended to others on what's happening in today's time. And as always, thank you guys for taking the time and sticking till the end of the video. And I will see you all in my next one. Peace.